New tentative timeline for launching the East End stretch of LRT early next year is what the city is now putting forward after a series of delays. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. We now have a better idea of when the East End stretch of the LRT will open, but it won't be before the end of the year. The city is now suggesting residents in Orleans should be able to start riding the rails in the first quarter of 2026, saying they don't want to rush and that they want to get it right. CTV's Leah LaRock joins us live with more on this. Leah.
Well, OC Transpo won't give us an exact date, Stefan, but they are saying that it's definitely achievable for transit riders in Orleans to ride the LRT in early 2026, possibly by April, reiterating that is just the goal, and they will only open it to passengers when it's safe and ready to go. So this is what the East Extension track looked like today around Place d'Orleans in the East End. Work underway. OC Transpo is counting on potential revenue from that extension as part of their budget for next year. The East Extension will run from Blair Road all the way to Trim Road. The opening date, as we know, has been pushed several times before. Remember, the original opening day was 2022. OC Transpo was pressed by councillors today for a commitment, and here is part of that exchange.
I'm just trying to get a little clarity on this within, a 3 or 4 month window.
I do anticipate in the next couple weeks to be able to provide that technical briefing to you.
Okay.
That would highlight the trial running piece, and at this point in time, a lot of things still need to go right, but it's definitely achievable to say Q1.
We also learned today that ridership did get a bump this fall, with more people using transit in September and October, but ridership is still about 80% of pre-pandemic levels. So what does have to go right for the East Extension? OC Transpo says from now until opening day, they have to go through the substantial completion process. An independent certifier and other experts have to confirm that the system is ready to go, Stefan. And then there also has to be a complete trial running period. So there will be many steps, but riders can't wait.
Yes, and they've been waiting a while. Thank you, Leah.
No.
The government says the risk to public safety is growing as technology evolves, and so all this week, drones will be flying through the downtown core as part of an exercise challenging more than a dozen companies to detect, observe, and track potential dangers from above. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live with an overview. Austin.
Yes, Stefan, this is an event that's being put together and organized by the Department of Defense as well as the RCMP. 20 companies are putting their tech to the test in a mock exercise to protect a 4-block area of the downtown core. Now, these companies are vying for some of the $1.75 million in prize money that's up for grabs. The event is part of the Innovation for Defense Excellence and Security program, and it comes as the future of the defense industry is quickly evolving. One safety analyst I spoke with says holding such an event in the nation's capital is particularly important.
But Ottawa is really a prime target for a lot of things, crime like any other major city, but with visiting dignitaries, sitting parliament, the number of embassies that are in the Ottawa area, and of course, links to organized crime in Ottawa, from Ottawa to Montreal to Toronto and the United States.
Now, this is a closed event, meaning specifics on how much of the technology truly works is not available to the media or the public. The Department of National Defense says the decision is due to security and operational safety concerns. Testing will continue through Friday during the daylight hours. There will also be one evening of these tests for this technology. The Department of Defense says that all of this really should not have an impact on the public. Stefan.
CTV's Austin Lee reporting. Thank you, Austin. Ontario's MPPs have passed the Ford government's highly criticized housing legislation that could make it easier for tenants to get evicted. Voting on Bill 60 took place as protesters shouted from the public gallery at the legislature today. The bill bars tenants from raising new issues at landlord and tenant board hearings and scraps the need for a landlord to offer a tenant compensation if they take their property back for their own use. Critics say the bill will speed up eviction hearings and make it harder for tenants to protect themselves from being forced to move out on bad faith. And the Ontario government says it will require defendants to pay cash security deposits before being released from custody. It's part of a bill aimed at tightening bail requirements.
We're coming forward again with bold, innovative, and practical solutions to enhance our public safety. And the reason is obvious. Our government has never stopped in believing that our inherent right to live safely in our own homes and communities is the guiding principle that drives our actions every day to protect Ontario.
The province says the proposed bill would improve bail compliance and keep repeat offenders behind bars. And an update now on a delay in releasing provincial standardized testing results. Ontario Education Minister Paul Calandra says the results are set to be made public next week. Results from math and literacy testing by the Education Quality and Accountability Office are normally released earlier in the fall for the previous school year. Calandra says this year he wanted to take a, quote, deep dive into the results before making them public. EQAO testing typically happens in grades 3, 6, 9, and 10. Calandra also suggested changes could be coming to standardized testing. He says more will be said about that next week.
There's a right way to do this, or?
Coming up on CTV News at 5, along with holiday festivities, a campaign marking an important push to never drive while impaired. And our Jackie Perez is at Carlingwood Shopping Centre tonight, which is also home to Toy Mountain headquarters. Jackie.
That's right, Stefan. New this year is the headquarters located at Carlingwood Shopping Centre, and we're going to be providing a tour over the next few hours. But first, let's get to our weather conditions. It was a pretty mild day today in terms of temperature, as well as mainly clear skies. This will continue for another day before rain moves in. So right now, temperatures sitting between 2-3 degrees, slightly warmer at Kingston, sitting at 5 degrees. For the most part, temperatures will remain pretty much above seasonal for this time of year. Overnight conditions to 2 degrees, mainly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow we're in for much more sunshine, getting to a daytime high of 8 degrees. We've got those southerly winds moving through. But Wednesday, that's when we will anticipate periods of rain moving through the region. And even some parts north of Ottawa could see some flurries. Details and more in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Here's what you need to know. The Ottawa Charge are back. Come watch the team in action this Wednesday at TD Place Arena. They'll face off against the Vancouver Golden Knights. Puck drop is 7 p.m. A live check on traffic right now. The Queensway is looking fairly busy, especially in westbound lanes. There's heavy congestion from Nicholas to Woodruff. Eastbound is slow moving from Nicholas all the way to Innis. Baseline, Carling, and the Kitchie-Zipping-McCann Parkway are good options for alternate routes this hour. You're watching CTV News at 5.
You're watching CTV News at 5 with Stefan Keys.
'Tis the season to lend a helping hand, Ottawa.
Join us for the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive on Friday, December 12th. We're teaming up with the Ottawa Food Bank to help our neighbors this holiday season.
Drop off your non-perishable food items at 87 George Street or make a monetary donation, allowing the Ottawa Food Bank to buy what's needed most when it's needed. CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive, December 12th, proudly sponsored by Doyle Saluski.
Living in Westport means the best gourmet things at your doorstep, like here at Rosie Yumski's, where you'll find locally produced treats and we'll find foods from around the world.
Thank you, Sophie. We're very proud to support our local producers like Little Rito Maple Farms products, Stonebridge Farms, and Ludwig's Fine Chocolates.
There is so much to see and taste here at Rosie's. You can go to watercolorwestport.com for details and live better in Westport.
The Bell Media building is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. As the city considers a proposed transit fare increase as part of its 2026 budget, there are mixed feelings about whether that's the right way to tackle OC Transpo's ballooning deficit. Today's radio question of the day is asking, should the city increase transit fares?
The proposed increases for riders are not enough. The transit riders in the city of Ottawa are less than 30% of the population, and they need to start bellying up to the bar and covering their share of it. Needs to not be done off of us taxpayers, the rest of us taxpayers who have no benefit to the service whatsoever.
CTV's Christy, or CFR8's Christy Cameron is here with more. Feel like you're part of us too, because you're here daily, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm up, I'm down. Radio, TV.
What else are people saying about this? Because reliability did drop by 1%.
Well, you know, you've got people like the gentleman we just heard saying homeowners don't want to foot the bill. Okay, so we put that to transit users. And then they say, well, we don't want to foot the bill because we're already paying over $4. Well, then at that point, who is paying for this stuff?
Right.
And the issue is that we don't have enough money. So, you know, we're looking at uploading the LRT to the province. So that would, I guess, decrease the financial burden on the city. That is something that is being discussed right now. It's in the works, but details are vague. The reality is we've got a bit of a hole here in the budget, and somebody has to pay for it. But a lot of people don't want to at a time when bus reliability has actually gotten worse.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we still don't even understand when that uploading could possibly take place, even though it was a campaign promise earlier this year.
Exactly, yeah. And I was debating some of my listeners today on the show, which I love to do. It's all friendly, it's all respectful. I had one person text into the show and say, a 1% drop when it comes to reliability isn't that big of a difference. Well, I beg to differ, because a 1% drop, we have to remember, is impacting different neighborhoods differently. So if you live in one neighborhood where there happens to be a chronic problem, let's say there's one bus route, like the 7, that is always not on time or it's not showing up, that's a huge deal. Like, you are missing a class if you're a student.
Right.
You are missing potentially a shift at work, or you're late for a shift if you're a worker. It is a major life disruption, and every time that a trip is not completed, whether it's just 1 or 2, that trip erodes public trust. So it is a problem.
Yeah, good point, Christy. Thank you. You can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. With the holiday season coming up, the city and Mothers Against Drunk Driving are teaming up to launch Project Red Ribbon this holiday.
There's a right way to do this, or?
The Red Ribbons are a confirmation from drivers to always drive sober and a tribute to the thousands of Canadians killed or injured in impaired collisions. Ottawa Police say there have already been 733 impaired driving charges this year, and they anticipate it exceeding the 837 they had last year.
That's not a good news. We want the numbers to go down because we will still be there. The sustained effort will be there. You won't escape us. So please, I talk to the Ottawa public. Plan your night.
The campaign runs until early January. Information on how to receive your ribbon can be found on the Mad Canada website. Coming up on CTV News at 5, a new route for the annual Help Santa Toy Parade. The Big Man in Red was front and center this weekend in downtown Ottawa. We'll bring you some highlights. Here's what you need to know. Santa Claus is in town this coming weekend in Orleans. Santa's Parade of Lights is Saturday, November 29th along a section of St. Joseph Boulevard. The parade gets underway at 6 p.m.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville.
Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe. Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Coming up later tonight after the news, Tracker starts at 7, St. Denis Medical at 8, Stumble at 8:30, an episode of The Voice at 9, and The Weakest Link at 10. Now for another check on the weather forecast, here's Jackie, who is at Carlingwood Shopping Centre, a.k.a. Toy Mountain headquarters. Jackie.
Yes, the Christmas spirit and the season is alive and well here at Carlingwood Shopping Centre. Stefan, take a look at all of these beautiful toys and the decor as well, really transforming the space into the headquarters. And while it might feel like Christmas in winter in here, pretty mild temperatures for this week, and this is going to trend for the next several days. This is the good news. Here's a live look. There are Centennial Glass Sky Cam showcasing Parliament Hill, and right now the temperature is sitting around the freezing mark. But as I mentioned, we had quite the mild day today with mainly sunny skies as well. And later this evening, while the clouds will be making its way here into eastern Ontario, temperatures are going to hover between 0 and 2 degrees. Tomorrow, though, we are starting things off at 4 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, and we're getting to a daytime high about 7, 8 degrees. So mainly sunny skies is what's in store. But yes, by the evening, there is a chance of the showers rolling in and maintaining until Wednesday. We'll get to that in just a minute. First, though, Temperatures in the valley overnight, a few clouds at 2 degrees and getting to a daytime high about 7 for tomorrow. Sunshine really moving through also in the Seaway, where the daytime high will be about 9 degrees. So loving this, and this gives you a closer look at the conditions moving through. So 8 a.m. Tuesday, mainly cloudy skies as we move through, a little bit of sun popping in, but by 8 p.m. Tuesday evening, we could start to see showers moving through the valley, as well as Kingston, as well as Ottawa as well. And that this will maintain for Wednesday morning. So you want your umbrella handy for overnight or Tuesday evening into Wednesday, and then even Wednesday evening as well. It's going to linger and stick around, perhaps even a chance of some thunderstorms moving in as well. So we'll keep a close eye on this for you as we move in. Now, our 5-day forecast, mainly sunny for Tuesday, periods of rain for Wednesday, and then the flurries and cooler temperatures will return for Thursday into Friday. So take advantage of this 8-9 degree weather for the early start of the week, because Thursday going into Friday and even Saturday, we're getting temperatures down to even -10. So Stefan, take advantage, as I said. I'm loving this mild temperatures as we get into the last week of November. And once again, Toy Mountain kicking off here at Carlingwood Shopping Centre. We will be taking you for the backstage tour in just a bit, or in the 6 o'clock hour, I should say. So stick around.
We will, Jackie. Thank you. And certainly enjoying those mild temperatures after I hear polar vortex might make for a longer winter. You have fun down there. And here's a look at the stories you're checking out right now on CTV News Ottawa.ca. If you go to our homepage right now, as you know, I always like to draw your attention to the breaking news banner. And this headline reads, Carney is considering a trip to Washington next week after dismissing questions about his last contact with Trump. Now, if you had tapped out of the news over the weekend, you may have missed that the Prime Minister was in South Africa and was asked about the last time he had contact with the U.S. President, and he was very dismissive of that question, got some backlash, and now he is considering going there next week. It would be his third trip since being elected. Coming up on CTV News at 5. A major food recall to tell you about involving a popular yogurt brand. Will have the details you need to know very shortly. If you need gas this evening, one of today's cheapest gas prices can be found at the Shell station on 10th Line Road in Orleans. Regular gas there tonight is listed for 117.9 cents a liter. Taking another live check on traffic at the moment. We know that there are some busy spots that you need to know about. Traffic is slow opening up around Ogilvie. Westbound turn lane is closed because of a crash. Caden northbound just beyond Trim, that's closed on the 174. There's a signed detour to follow because of a collision. You're watching CTV News at 5.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Living in Westport means the best gourmet things at your doorstep, like here at Rosie Yumski's, where you'll find locally produced treats and we'll find foods from around the world.
Thank you, Sophie. We're very proud to support our local producers like Little Rito Maple Farms products, Stonebridge Farms, and Ludwig's Fine Chocolates.
There is so much to see and taste here at Rosie's. You can go to watercolorwestport.com for details and live better in Westport.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The temperature right now, 0. And time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Thanks, Steph. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
You know, at this point in time, you know, a lot of things still need to go right, but it's definitely achievable to say Q1.
An update today at City Hall on when transit users could be riding on the LRT all the way to Orleans. We'll have details on that updated timeline for the O-Train East extension.
But Ottawa is really a prime target for a lot of things, crime like any other major city.
You may see and hear something unusual in the skies above the downtown core this week. Drones flying around, all part of a special training exercise.
We always look for bargains in our family just to keep the budget on level, but this even helps better.
Black Friday just around the corner, but the way those deep discounts are rolled out has changed. We'll take a look at how shoppers are taking advantage of sales much earlier than before. All of that and more coming up tonight on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we're following. Kingston Police are running a unique auction selling off dozens of unclaimed items.
Yeah, it's really great to see these things, especially around Christmas time. You know, seeing some items for $5 and having it not to go to waste is really important, especially right now.
There's an idea. Get some holiday shopping done. Items range from e-bikes and power tools to regular bikes and foreign currency. Police say when items are seized in an investigation and the owner can't be found, after 90 days, those items can go up for auction. The money is being raised for Kingston Police community volunteers. You may want to check your fridge. Yoplait is recalling some of its products in Canada due to the possible presence of pieces of plastic in their yogurt. The affected products are on the Canadian Food Inspection Agency website and include all Yope 200 milliliter drinkable yogurt flavors. A number of multi-packs of the products are also covered by the recall. The products include all best before dates up to January 12th.
Pretty cool. Always in Crown Place, so looking for the big actors.
There is some movie magic in the air in the Ottawa Valley with some notable Hollywood names in Carleton Place filming a new movie. The likes of Michael Cera, Pamela Anderson, Jamie Dornan, and more are all in town filming Love Is Not the Answer. And the chance to catch a glimpse of the stars drawing plenty of attention in Carleton Place.
Want to regroup. Sanderson springs the break. Here's the Cousins. They score. Tim Stutzla finishes the
Seattle Senators are back in action tonight after playing in San Jose against the Sharks on Saturday. They held on for the 3-2 win and are now 2-0 on this 7-game road trip. They stay in California for tonight's matchup against the LA Kings. Puck drop is 9 p.m. A special sighting in the capital this past weekend as Santa Claus made his way down Queen Elizabeth Driveway for the 56th annual Help Santa Toy Parade. The event featured a new route this year and a brand new sleigh for Santa. Firefighters were also collecting cash, donations, and unwrapped toys along the route for CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain campaign. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Be sure to join Patricia Bull for CTV News at 6. National News, the early edition, starts now.